They laugh in exactly the same way. The way they hold their coffee or 2 cups or their beer is extremely possibly specific to those twins. Are perfect matches because each individual has identical genes in every cell of its body. So they are the perfect way to tell nature nurture. We're recruiting 21 pairs of identical, very different backgrounds that are going to take advantage of technology and methodology that's going to allow us.
So good morning. We want to look at what exactly we are seeing here and how it's unfolding. We already changing direction, and that is one thing we have to see. Are we already changing direction? What are we seeing here? If you look at the daily time frame, the daily time frame has not eroded the last push to the upside. So the move to the downside may still actually be the last correction to the downside before we go up the last time. So we must be wary of that. Okay, we must be wary of the fact that though this is coming down, it may continue to go down until structure is taken to the downside. So we have to look at the 4-hour structure that will be taken. We must understand, the intricacies, the way this thing behaves and what to expect. Yeah, we may be coming down from here. So don't be smiling and, put your 100% thoughts, in the fact that we are coming down now. Yeah, it may be the last or the last correction, then we move up the last time before we come down or not. So we'll be looking at the internal structure of those waves. If we look at DXY, it's also similar. When you look at the daily, you can see, yeah, it's also similar. It may just be the last correction to the downside and one more move to the upside before we come down. So we must be wary of that. If you look at Euro-dollar, it barely moved. So you can see Euro-dollar in itself, it barely moved. So we are going to explore this. I think I'm going to look at DXY low. I'm going to explore that, and we are going to see what this means to us. Of course, price may begin to fall from here, and we may still have one more leg to the upside. So we must not lose sight of that, okay? One thing we must put at the back of our mind all the time, are different scenarios and possibilities that price could print. And until we are sure this is the direction, then that is when we now want to launch and say the direction has changed, we are going this way. Now, we know that correction always precedes the make or the major move. Correction would always precede the major move. And when that correction is taking place, you think we're actually doing an ABC, to continue the way we've been moving. We must know that. The ABC. Now, when your ABC stops being ABC is when your extension of the third wave is more than 161.8. If it still falls within 100 at 161.8, it could still be an ABC move. But once it exceeds 161.8, then you know that this may actually be the move. So that is what we're going to look at the 4 hour, because you will see that here. Whatever has happened so far is it three-wave correction or three-way move to the downside? So let's look at 4-hour time frame. Looking at 4-hour time frame on the DXY, this looks more like a three-wave. This looks more like a three-wave. So we can see A, that's the format of A, format of B, and format of C. This being a format of A, B, C is looking funny. So we may have to go in and see, is this A, is this B, and is this C? What extension is within here? So if I look at US dollar, because what would help, these are the US dollar index and DXY is what will help, not your euro dollar. So if you look at here, US dollar index, yes, this looks more like A, B, C. Are we done with A, B, C? We are yet to break the structure, 4-hour structure. This is the 4-hour structure here. We need to break this to the downside. So this may just be with 4, and the last wave to the upside may just be with 5. So if we break the upside, then you must know that is with 5, and the next thing is to come down. So we must know that. We must align ourselves. But again, this could turn to be the main move. We may have ended here and we are coming down. So we are going to look at all those possibilities. Now, let's look at 1-hour time frame on the US dollar index. Looking at 1-hour time frame on the US dollar index, we are seeing this in itself falling, the A falling like a three-wave format. So this falling like a three-wave format may have ended with 4 here. And this may have been a wave 5. Or that the main 4 is A, B, C, and not like A, B, C. So this may be a 5, and this may be an impulse to the downside. But it is always good to align ourselves as if we are dealing with A, B, C. So we are going to look at all the parameters. Now, on the 1-hour time frame here, we must always look for a price action that tells us there's a change. We are yet to see the momentum, and that is why this could turn out anytime once it breaks down here. But this tells me we are going up for now. This is correcting to the upside. That's the price action. How far this is going to go, we need to take the 4-hour structure, the structure of wave 4 here, in between here. We need to take it to the upside. And after we do that, that is when we know that we are correcting this. So if this is a new impulse, and this is a 4 and a 5, we will see. If this is a 4 and a 5, price must not break 2 here. I hope you are seeing that. You need to see that. If this is an ABC of a 4 and this is a 5, it means that this is a new impulse with downside. What is interrogating that to mean that this is a 5 and a new move here? This actually came down on this 1-hour time frame as 5-wave structure, which is 1, 2, a 3, a 4, then a 5. And this should be seen as a correction. So it could be an ABC to this entire run, or it could be a wave 5 if you take this as a wave 4. So one important thing we must know is that this could still be a wave 4 of the move to the upside. Now, what is making me think that these may just be the first move, the first impulse, and this is a 4, a 5, is if you look at the XY. So this thing is presenting us with a mixed feeling. If you look at DXY, it's also 1, 2, 3. It could be a wave 4 and it could be a wave 5. In terms of the retracement to the upside, this is almost capping the top. It looks like it's truncated. So we have to read all these mixed signals that we're getting. It looks like it is truncated. Let me bring out the drawing. Okay, before I bring out the drawing, so let's look at Eurodollar 2. Whatever it is, we are almost there. If you look at Eurodollar, this also looks like a 4, and this looks like a 5. So in this 5, you will see that the fifth wave slightly shoot down, just slightly shoot down the low of this, and which means a breach is a breach of a slight breach to the downside here, and we're now seeing this move. So again, Eurodollar is not what you want to consider, because the price action here also is telling you it's going down. But I'm not seeing a good impulse down to the upside to tell me that, yes, the impulse to the upside has started. Now, let's go back to, so this as a 4, this as a 5, because it's almost eroding it. So we have to stay with US dollar index and DXY in trying to decode and read the mood here. So let's look at DXY first. Looking at the DXY, and let me bring out the drawing. I think I would need to go inside 15 minutes time frame. Or let's say, yes, 15 minutes time frame first. Yeah, on the 15 minutes time frame. So we are seeing this, and let me bring out the drawing now. So this could be an ABC. The fact that this is worrying. So the fact that this went up this way, this is more than 90, is worrying, looks more like a wave 5. So which means we may have finished this move. It's worrying, looks like a wave 5. So if we look at the RSI here, the RSI here, of course, there's a divergence also. If you take this one as the last wave, there's a divergence here. So looking at the RSI, okay, so on that time frame, on the 1 hour time frame, we might not see anything. Can we see anything on the 1 hour time frame? Let me see. On the 1 hour time frame, yes, there's also a divergence, so it's even more apparent here. So you can see here, and this is where the 5 is. So it's more apparent on the 1 hour time frame. So we are looking at all of that. So let's switch back to 15 minutes time frame. And let's now look at US dollar index. Now, looking at US dollar index, the retracement here puts this as this is over 61.8, not up to 76. So this is looking like a zigzag here, that an A, B, and a C. So if it's that, A, B, C, and a C, looking at that, we should not go beyond 161.8 of this extension from here, A, B to this, down here must not exceed 61.8. And 161.8 is here. So we don't know the fate of this. So this could still be a 4 that we are printing. And if price should go up and cap the top, it shouldn't break here, shouldn't break this wave if actually we are done. Now, looking at RSI here too, we need to bring out RSI. Looking at RSI here too, RSI of here, which is like a 3.5 here. So this also shows divergence on 1 hour time frame. So is here 3 here. So here is where it is. It's showing divergence. We might be going down, but we need to see price printed. The more we might be going down. So that is what we can see here. Euro dollar, don't go there. That is contracted and manipulated. Don't go there. But also, it's also printing out, you know, a similar thing, because eventually, if we look at it, let's look at it. This is educative, so I'm taking my time. Euro dollar. So if you look at euro dollar, so it's a bit, you know, below here, just a bit, okay? Just a bit. You can see that line. So it's a bit. And if we look at the, so here is our 3. So you can still also divergence here, even though this one, you know, kissed the bottom of, broke it slightly to the downside. There's still that divergence here. So, and if you go to 1 hour time frame, we are picking those divergences now that we stylishly go to the upside. So you can see it here, 3 on the 1 hour, and here is the 5, a divergence. So momentum is lost. That is the sign that we are picking. So what could happen now is that we are in a new wave. It's either we're in a new wave or we still want to do one more leg to the upside. So what would clearly show us that we are in a new wave is what I'm about telling us and what we have to watch out for. Let's look at the DXY alone now. If we are in a new wave, we have to look at the internal structure of this as a possible, the 4th wave, and that this is correcting as a second wave, ABC, which is wave 2. And we have to look at every move here on a 1 minute time frame. I cannot do that for you, can I? We may have completed the first broccoli. That is what I'm trying to say, because this move came down in a 5-wave structure, 5 waves here, because we have to first finish all that as wave 1, and we're going an ABC of 2. So if that's the case, this is a 1 minute time frame. This is a 5-wave structure to the downside, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5 here. Then this is like an ABC of a 2. Then if you look at the extension here, the extension of this wave 1 to 2 to this point that we had a wave 4 is more than 161.8. Then we are turning to the downside. Now, clearly also, we broke this trend resistance now here. Breaking this resistance, are we doing a major 4? Are we doing a major 4? Because 161.8 of the entire run, okay, I will come again. For this move also, we can see everything that looks element of a 4 and a 5. So also ABC of a 4, and this is a 5 before we broke out here. So we need to see what exactly, because this may be going down the more. So where it has to break for now is assuming that we are not done with that correction, and that is just finishing completely a wave 3. Let's assume the extension, of course, is more than, so a wave 3, so which means that we need to break here. So once we break between 50 and 40 to the upside, then it is not wave 4 we have done, is an ABC of 2. Then we cannot begin to tell ourselves that is an ABC of 2. Then what will now change is that if we are going up indeed, we must not break the primary 2 here. This will be the primary 2. So the primary 2, the stop loss should be here. If we should come here and take it to the upside, then it is a wave 5 that we are doing. So that's what we will be doing. So we have nothing to lose, really. You must just know that we have to recalibrate, because now these two, now you can see it's falling at 85.4. So that's where it's falling. So we must not break this. So far we don't take that, I can now change this to a red. That would be a primary 2. So far we don't take that to the upside, then, and we deal with this to the upside, then we are correcting a wave ABC of a 2 in this broccoli. Then we're not going to have a bigger wave to the downside. So we need to see. Now, if we should take this low, and break this level, let me go inside of a 5 minutes time frame. Now, if we should break this low, breaking this low itself here means that we are thinking this as a wave A and this as a wave B. So, or that this is a wave and this is another wave. A 161.8 extension of this is here. But would it have nullified ABC of 161.8 to the downside? Let's see. We can't even do that because this is not we can only take this as it, because they are almost at equal level here. So a 161.8, this one breaking this means that we are in a new wave. That's an early sign that we are in a new wave. If we should break this green line, it shows that we're in a new wave, because the extension here, 161.8 is here. This is complete for 161.8 extension to downside. So we need to see the way this one is going. So we need to take this and this. And when we take that, we are planning to sell below this. And when we break it up to the upside, fine. So we must know, if you're not in, you can just take a little bite. So let me quickly go and shift to the now on the US dollar index too. On the US dollar index is the same thing. So it means that this is not, it might not be A, B, C. If it's still 4, it could still be 4. Once we break this, it's not a major 4 again. We're in a new way to the downside. So you know how to do that. And for this move, if we are taking that this is A, B, and a C, so we can see that it has ticked 161.8 here, slightly broke it to the downside. So we need to also take this out. This will be where price should not take. If we are going up, that will be primary 2. So price should not come here at all. Price kissing here tells us that we are still going up to break the top, or do our 5 here, truncated, and now we are going to have a big move to the downside. But this could go up as a 2, and after that, a big move to the upside, to the downside could follow. So we must be prepared for everything. So let's take this wave for now as the first impulse based on what DXY are giving us. So we are having a conflicting report here, A, B, C. But on the DXY, it's like the first move of A or 1. Okay, so that's one thing we have to see here now. Now, taking that to the euro dollar, I believe you understood me so far. Taking that to the euro dollar is the same thing so far, as long as we don't take this low and primary 2. So where is the primary 2 here? Let me go inside of a 1 minute time frame. It's just a bit choppy here. A bit choppy here. It's a bit choppy here. Okay. So the move started from here. Okay. So the move started from here. Then this will be seen as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, an ABC of 2, ABC of 2. So this is like a 2 here. So this will be a primary 2. The primary 2 is at just about the level of our entry, just slightly above it, about 1 pips or thereabout above the level of our entry. So, and these, the level here is 161.8 of 1. Sorry. Yeah, if you start from here, 1, 2, and up here, this is 161.8. So this also had ticked 161.8 for us. So we need just to be wary if it's going to turn to the upside again or downside on the DXY. We'll just continue to watch out for those. Okay, so you will see that this one has not even breached the trend support, unlike we saw with this one is bizarre, a issue. Now, sorry for that. Yeah, so if we take this as a 4, a possible 4, we want to take it as a possible 4 to go to the downside. And from the 2, a possible 4 go to the downside. So these are the areas we'll be looking for price. If price should take that to the downside, a 50, it means that we are doing an ABC. Okay, if you take it to the downside, we are doing an ABC. Then in that case, if we are doing an ABC, then we should be looking at potential entry at 61.8 and 78 or 76. So in that case, if you're looking at potential entry, then we have to see the wave that is coming to the downside also as a 3-wave move. So a 61.8 is above our entry. So our level of entry is still above 61.8. So you may not take anything. So, and this 76 and 78, they're just slightly below it because this is a level of entry here. This is a level of entry here. So we don't need to do anything. So except we break primary 2 here and go down, then you may now look for the new turn of 5 to downside, and we are now if we are coming up. So those are the 2 possibilities. We may just be going up. We may just be going up to take more structure to the upside, or we have finished this broccoli completely and we are doing a 2. But once we pass here, then you should now know that it's a 5 that we are doing. I think with that, I've come to the end of what I want to share there. The last one will be gold now. The last one will be gold. I believe you understood what I've said here. So we are looking at those levels to be taken. And we have to look at the way price is coming down here. It's actually very corrective. If we go to the DXY2, let me see the DXY here. On the 1 hour, yeah, it's very corrective. So we're going to continue to watch this as it unfolds. Then on the gold, the only thing I want to show you on gold, we are still nowhere. Oh, we are somewhere. On gold, we are somewhere. So these also should be taken as a potential ABC. We did break low here, like I told us, and price has stood, here without allowing a break to the downside, and we are yet to take up this resistance here. So once we break this resistance here, structure is taken to the upside and we're going up. But the way price is wedging down here shows that this is likely still going to go up. So that is what I can see here on the 1 hour time frame. So if I bring out my drawing here, I think I'd explain these. Let's go to 15 minutes time frame. I'm going to hand soon. Now, bringing out 15 minutes time frame. So we see these as a potential 1, 2, or A, B, and a C. So if this is going to be an ABC, once we don't go above once it's 1.8 extension, taking this as an A and a B and a C, then we may still be coming down, okay? But so far, this is the level here marks an 100 extension, which price had breached, and the level here marked once is 1.8. So once price, breaks 2047.50, if price should break that level, then we are in the uptrend. This is important for us to know. That's why at times it will appear as if we had broken structure and price got here and we are going down again because of that, Fibonacci extension that is possible with correction, at times at 100 and 161.8. Looking at these, is this up to 50 retracement? And those are the things we have to look at. I think it's going to come from here, really. Yeah, it's about 50. So it's about 50. So it could still turn to be, let me go to the internal structure because you may not understand why I had to take it a bit slightly above. I took it here, not here. I took the measurement from here. So this is the first impulse here, not this one. This is a 4 and this is a 5. So after 4 of 3, we have 5 of 3. Then this is a major 4, an A, B, C. Okay, so this is an A, B, C, and the price came down here, breaking this slightly. And this is not a 1 and a 2 and a 3, no. The new move started from here. So we must know that. And when we see things falling looking like that, when you see a retracement from here, take more than 90. Can you see? This is 90 and it broke 90. So it cannot be a 2. So this is like a 4 and a 5 truncated. So our new move started from here. And so I had to take that from here up to this point to find the retracement or extension to the upside, and that is what we have now. So the first structure has been broken, so it means nothing really, which is this structure has been taken to the upside, it means nothing. We need to take this structure up to the upside and hold above it. So that means we're going to break above here. So once we break above 2047.500, then we are going for the up. So we need to see how it's going to move. With that, I've come to the end of today's update. Long ride.